Hi everyone, this is Juliana. This is going to be a demo of what we did this sprint and an in-depth explanation of how we get the data from the Forex account and pass it on, or how it's going to be pass it on to the Effort API. And it's also going to be covering what we will be doing this upcoming sprint. So this is probably going to be a long video, and I'm going to be covering all the explaining part first so that everybody from the other teams that needs this part can watch the first bit, and then maybe the other stuff is not really related to specifically what you're working on. So yeah, let me start. I have to first show you Start Terminal, what it does. Let me remote connect quickly, because Start Terminal is what is going to start all the expert advisors that we are going to use for getting the data. So the expert advisor that we use to get all the data is called SyncExpert, and there is a script already created that runs every time we start terminal that will start the managed terminal expert advisor, which is what is in charge of the starting, stopping, resuming, all that, and then start also SyncExpert, which is supposed to be what gets all the balance, the equity, and everything constantly from the Forex account that we log in with. So let me show you right now how that works and show you the code that is in these expert advisors so you understand more what. So this is what the script that opens up these two expert advisors so that they're running constantly when we have a terminal started. So let's show you that. Hopefully this is in the session, the correct section, so it will open up the terminal. Let me see what session we're on. Oh, we're probably in session 2, so I'm gonna go change the session number so really quickly, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I changed it to the correct session, which is 2. That's the current session that we're on, so that we can see the actual terminal popping up. And I did a more in-depth video on how start, pause, everything works. So yeah, okay. This opened. There's a lot of stuff going on right here, but we can see that this is managed terminal right here. So you can see that all of the messages that it's constantly running and constantly trying to see if there's a new command. So that's why it says file not found, because it's looking for the file where all the commands are. So yeah, this is constantly running, as you can see. And since managed terminal is running, we know that SyncExpert is also running because they are both started by this script that the start terminal, when you click on it, it has a command that says start this specific script. So this specific script is supposed to start the managed terminal expert advisor and the sync expert advisor, and the expert advisor sync is what I'm gonna talk about now, which is what gets all of the information. So I have it open here locally. We are working on it. So this sync expert advisor, what it does is it has a bunch of functions. Here is log account history, order history, data history. So this is going to take this data, this order data from the terminal, So if I place an order here in this account, it would be logged by that, right? It would be logged by these functions. So this is what the Expert Advisor looks like. So we currently don't have the actual endpoints for any of these. So none of these will be like working because they're calling endpoints that don't exist. So for instance, there's this trade log order endpoint, and all of this is like not there anymore. So all of these functions are not working because they are calling endpoints that don't exist. So this is the one we're working on, which is log equity history. And if you look at the equity database, what kind of information it needs. So it needs this open, high, low, close, volume, and time slot, and login ID. So these would be done on the effort side. So the created at everything there is going to be done when we call that endpoint. Then it will do like current date and fill all this information because our side wouldn't be really responsible for this kind of stuff. And we would be providing a Forex login ID that we get here. So all of these functions get the Forex login ID by doing a call to the Forex controller, get Forex login ID with the token that we're given to be authorized there. And so how we do this is we get the account login that we currently have and set that as the Forex login ID, and the server is the server we're currently running on. These are constants that are defined by the terminal. So we get all this information from the terminal, like who currently is logged in, using these using these constants. And then we get the login ID from the backend using this account login. So the other information that we're supposed to store in a JSON and give to the effort API is these. So these are functions that are defined in this MQL5 language. So this is the language that we use to manipulate information from the terminal. So we have these functions: copy open, copy high, copy low, copy close, copy real volume, copy time, which would be getting an array of these, this data for a specific time slot. So yeah, we have the start time, and we want to get all this information from the start time till the current time right now. So what we're doing right now is working on getting all of this information kind of like printed out. So we're getting a handle on how these functions, like what they return and how we would be, how the JSON would look. So let me edit this so that I can show you at least like what the first value in these arrays, because these all return the arrays again of all the information within a time period. So I will show you what the information looks like for like the first element. So we're still working on how we are going to print these arrays in the JSON, like how we're going to because we can't really set this to the array, so we need to kind of get the array into another, like a string or something, so that we can see the values in the JSON. So right now I'm just gonna compile this, run this, so you can have this as like a debugging type of thing, so we can print the JSON and see that the information is like at least something, it's correct. So okay, so I fixed that, so now it should run. And in my local, I only have SyncExpert running because I don't want the messages to get kind of confused. So you can see this would be like the JSON. We don't have the correct Forex ID because we currently are not doing the call to the API. So, but we do have, like you see here, like this is the format of this information. So we have it here as open, high, low, close, volume, which I don't know if this is a correct value because it's 0 and it is an integer, but yeah, I don't know if that's correct. And then time slot. This is the time slot of, this is supposed to be like the last entry, so that's the time slot for that. So this is what the information that we will be passing on to the effort side. This is what it would look like. So we would be passing a JSON by doing a call like this. So we would need to have some sort of log equity type of API function that would get this. We would pass it in this JSON, and then the API would get all the information needed and populate the database with this information. So yeah, we would be sending in these values in a JSON, and yeah, they would have to, the API would have to get each of these and add them correspondingly here. So hopefully this is this explanation maybe helps a little bit. This is supposed to be running constantly, so the equity is going to be constantly being recorded to the API. So yeah, the SyncExpert is supposed to be running constantly so that this information is like minute by minute or like second by second. Okay, so hopefully this clears some things up. If you need me to do more explanation or see something specifically, please let me know so I can maybe make another video.